Hello, everyone. I'm Ben Grumiko from InterNACHI. That's the International Association of Certified Home Inspectors. And this is a live, online, interactive webinar, an InterNACHI webinar, we call it. And what we do is free online webinars to teach home inspectors about running and operating a successful home inspection business. So anything from performing inspections to business resources, marketing strategies. And in my business experience, the best thing that I ever realized was I don't have to do everything on my own. I became highly successful when I realized I could delegate and delegate down some tasks that I don't need to do, and especially things that I'm not very good at, and put systems in place that work for me while I'm sleeping and while I'm doing inspections. And so today we have a special guest because the boring webinars that we do is they're the ones that I teach, but when we have a special guest, these are the interesting ones. So get out your notebook and pencil and paper and take notes. We have Tarun Gogia from Digital Rafter, a very successful business that helps home inspectors get online and get on social media and create content that is valuable that they can share, right? So you can develop your presence online. And so that when you meet new people, maybe they already have met you online and there's that trust level that you've already established, right? So you need to reach out. I do it personally. I have fun trying to get on social media, and you've seen my Instagram and Facebook stuff, but it's just a mishmash of a bunch of things that pop into my mind. And you don't want to do that as a home inspector. You want to do something that looks professional. And so you really have to think about who's out there in the world that can help your home inspection business. And so Tarun is going to do a presentation for us. He's going to talk about Digital Rafter and his company and how he helps home inspectors. And stay with us, because at the end, he's going to offer a special freebie discount on his services so that you can get a feel for what Tarun does. So Tarun, are you there?
Yep, I'm here.
Thank you so much for taking some time out of your busy schedule and sharing what you want to share with us today. I really appreciate that very much. Hey, where are you at right now?
I'm at working from home. I'm in India right now.
Very good.
All of our employees are working from home at the moment. So, right, it's Ben. Thank you very much for your warm welcome. I really appreciate it.
What should we talk about today?
Right. So there are some marketing strategies which I'll be talking about. Right. So it's been a while. I'm working with home inspectors now, and I've observed few things which works really well, and there are few things which actually are not working, and still some business owners are trying it. So I'll be just it's an open discussion. I'll share my experiences, how things are evolving, what kind of activities worked when I work with inspectors. There would be some like videos which I'll share. So let's see. It's going to be a fun time.
Sounds good. Anytime you want to share your screen, please do.
All right, sure. I'll just do that now.
We see it.
Okay. Right. So I'll quickly, is it up? Is it?
It's loading. There it is. But we also see your notes as well.
Okay.
There you go.
Right. Okay. Let's start from here.
Yes.
Okay. So I'll just give my quick introduction, what exactly I've been doing since years. It's been a long journey. Like we started back in 2009. And since then, I'm working with small and medium scale businesses, and then that's happening across the globe, right? Like most of our clients are in New Zealand, Australia, and UK, and we are working with US clients as well. As a team, we are managing around 900 clients who are on board with us since years, and we are doing like digital marketing activities for them, right? last 1 year was like really interesting, right? We researched the market and we started working with home inspectors only. So we created an international brand which is dedicatedly working for home inspectors. And it was an amazing journey, I must say that. Last like 10 years were different, and last 1 year was the exciting period for me, right? And that's what I'm going to share today, right? So, okay, so these are the pointers which I'll try and cover. Okay, I've tried to add value to each and every point so that like you gain something out of it if you're spending time with me today, right? And as Ben said, that I've kept a freebie on the last point. That's my intentional effort because I just want you to be with me till the end. And it's exactly the same way how we offer like pastries or pizza treats to realtors, right? So that's my like sincere effort here. Okay, right. So I'll cover all these points one by one. Okay, we'll start with how COVID-19 pandemic is like changing the style of business which we are doing. I know this word is like people are talking about it. You have already read about it. We are kind of getting bored listening to this COVID-19 again and again, right? But there's a quick important message which I want to deliver, and then we'll move to the main points out there, right? So how is it changing the game? I'll share my quick experience which happened last week. Okay, so while working with the inspectors, I onboarded some of the real estate agents and some construction businesses as well. And I was trying to figure out that how exactly these industries calibrate with each other, because there is a strong connection, right? So when I deal with realtors, last week, one of my client, she's in Canada, she just texted me and asked me to join on a Zoom meeting where she had one of her managers sitting at a different location. She was in the office and I was at a different place, and we had a discussion about the strategy. So this was the first time she did it, right? And like she's working with me from last 6-7 months, and every time we were talking over the phone, right? So I kind of realized that there is a change happening, and it has already started. It was in place before COVID as well, but now they are kind of involved in virtual meetings and maybe hiring virtual employees. So how exactly that is connected with home inspection, business promotion, and networking? See, the point is that if your audience is behavior is changing, then you need to catch it and you need to adapt according to that, right? So all I'm trying to say is that if they're showing an inclination towards virtual environment, then we also need to be prepared to just promote our services or just be very comfortable with that stuff, right? You do networking, you do meet them face to face. That will go on as it is after some time, right? I'm sure it must be happening now as well, because people in US, they are not like very much like binding themselves to home. They are doing business, they are doing their work. So, but after a certain period, there could be a balance between virtual meetings and physical meetings. So when you engage them, it's not a bad idea at all to go for these kind of webinars or go for like online events where you are like doing networking with realtors, right? So that's a quick message which I wanted to give. So bottom line is that your audience is more available on social handles and doing virtual meetings and all. So let's make some strategies of being more visible on like digital platforms so that you can engage them, right? So I'm being on the other side of this game, being a digital marketer. It's my core job to make digital marketing strategies for inspectors which works well, right? So that's why I'm talking about this point today. Right, let's move forward. So prepare and adapt for the change. This is the message, right? So how we can do that? It's like very simple. So I've like captured 3 points in this space. Visible web presence, right? See, I think 99% business owners, I'm talking about inspectors only, they have websites, right? There's so many ways how you can make it. I was listening to Ben's webinar, and he was talking about Weebly websites where he was showing that you can make it that way. There are so many companies out there where they are like giving different packages. So you get a website for sure, right? But the point here is that it should be visible. Otherwise, it's as good as a visiting card, right? I'll give you an example. You spend money on making a showroom, right? And it's a beautiful showroom. You've invested a lot in it, and there is very less footfall on it. Will it make sense then? You need people to come to your showroom and then see, get the feeling, and then buy products, right? Exactly in the similar way, if you're making a website, you need to make some strategies that you're visible on different places so that people come on your website and they feel the experience. They see that what kind of services you're offering, why you're good, what are your USPs, what is your experience. So, and then they like schedule like a booking with you, right? That's first. Second is you need to have active social handles. I always, when I talk to my clients, I always say that if we are making Facebook, Twitter handles for you, please make sure that you post something on it, and there should be some traction. There should be some engagement with people, right? If you make it and if you leave it idle, that's not a right way. Rather, it's better that you don't have it, because keeping it blank and dry, it actually gives a bad impact, right? So if you're making it, have a strategy in place. Just do some activities out there. I'll talk about it, that how you can do it. I'll give you some practical ways how you can like engage people, how you can create audience. We'll be talking about it. Right, the next is brand yourself, make videos. Again, this is my observation with like real time working with you guys. When like if I work with 100 people, I've observed that 10 out of 100, they have their video introduction. So this is again a very important thing, because the kind of changes which are happening in the industry, we need you to be your face, right? Your face is your brand, like, and we want you to lead it and then come at front. Your website would not be your face. I've observed that there are so many businesses out there who are like running business single-handedly. So you are the brand image for yourself. So I suggest that you make like quick explainer videos, quick ones, which, and it's very simple, right? Maybe I'll show you some samples if that makes sense. So there are 3 different type of videos which you can create. I've just picked it randomly, okay? I was just researching on YouTube and I found that what kind of videos we have. So just have a look.
Sure. I'm hearing that you've been really making some massive success and happiness with a lot of realtors.
Well, as a business owner, it's about investment in the individual client. Every single home inspection has to be right. So when I'm doing those home inspections, I'm thinking about that, and I'm making sure that by the end, the customer knows the entire condition of the home, and they don't have any fears or something that would stop them from possibly going through with the deal if it wasn't warranted.
Awesome. And so, how long have you been doing this?
I've been doing this for over 10 years in Phoenix area, and yeah, over a couple thousand.
Nice.
I work 7 days a week, just like most realtors do.
Beautiful. Can you give me an example of something that you just had you really helped the homeowner out and a realtor out with?
Sure. There's a couple things that are hidden that are major issues in houses. One of them is plastic plumbing called polybutylene. It can crack, it can break. It was installed in the 90s.
Just wanted to give you a quick
that's one of the things where it's
example.
hidden, and it's a very expensive fix.
So this kind of video is pretty simple, straightforward. One of his friend is talking to him, just shooting questions, and then they're recording. Right? You all have like good cameras with you. Like when I was checking out that how this inspection things happen, you take a camera with you every time. You click so many pictures. So I'm sure it's not going to be difficult for you to shoot a simple video like this, right? And I think the next type is where we blend some footages. You record your videos when you're doing the inspection. when you're walking in, just a quick intro and add some music at the background. I'll show you a quick sample of that.
Inspections here in the Bay Area, Sonoma County specifically, for about 10 years now. Every day is a new day. I get new people that I meet every day, and they're all looking at you. What is going on with this house? What did you find? I feel like my job is similar to a CSI. You know, I have not necessarily a crime scene, but I've got a scene. I do see a condition here, which would be something I would always call out. Potential scalding hazard. I get very high-end inspections.
So I'm talking about the technical part of how these videos were made, right? So just I've pulled some random videos out there. It's a output for you, but if I talk about how you make it, it's pretty simple. You shoot some normal videos while you're doing the inspection, right? You just need to ask someone, maybe one of your friend, or how you plan it. And if you give that kind of footages to someone like me, or if you just get some free tools available online, just club it in and add a music to it, it's ready to go. It's that simple, right? And then believe me, these kind of videos can be used on multiple places. It will go on your website as your explainer video. It will go on your social handles. It will go on your YouTube channel. It can be put in on different blogs, different forums, and see, that's how you promote it, right? So it's easy to make product, and it's very important as well, even getting more important now, right? I'll show you the third sample. So gradually we are increasing the effects and the styles, okay? So it's getting a bit more complicated, but the output is good. I'll show you this.
Hello, I'm Steve Pocket, owner of HMP Home Inspection and Consulting. Today I'd like to share with you some of the valuable and essential services that I can offer you when considering probably the most significant purchase you'll ever make. First, because I'm properly insured and certified with the highest designations, I comply with the current industry standards of practice. This means that you'll receive the most comprehensive inspection and report available. Additionally, I use a fluorothermal imaging camera on every building I inspect at no extra cost. I can provide you testing for mold, radon, asbestos. With this, I can even include a 90-day warranty to provide you with an extra peace of mind. With every inspection I do, I guide you through the home, educating you on the systems, looking for any concerns, and offering recommendations.
Right. So this is the third type. So what is different in this? The first one was just like normal questions and answers. Second one, we had music and footages. And here we have text, a script, which he's talking about, and like some music at the background. So this is the combination of 3-4 things here, right? So I'll rate it high because here it's like it looks a bit professional, and again it's very simple to make, right? If you check out for some tools, maybe I'll share some tools with you where you can like simply upload things, align it, and then you can like just export it then, right? Let's go back to the presentation. Right, so these are the 3 main points which I would say that we should focus on, and this is how we are adapting with the current situation. I'm sure like many of the inspection business owners are doing these kind of activities out there, but maybe this is like useful for the newcomers which are coming in, and like people who are like missing on these points. I know one fact here, that all the inspectors who are doing inspections, and let's say if they're doing 2 inspections in a day, they get so occupied with their normal routine that sometimes they like miss on like just creating or just working on like digital marketing activities and then creating a persona for them, right? Because sometimes it's hectic. When I talk to them, like people, when I call them, they always say that, see, I did 2 inspections today, and it's like it was a hectic day. So so I totally understand that that you need some time and energy to invest on it. But believe me, it's worth the effort, right? You need to spare some time to keep the ball rolling in these directions as well, right? Let's move forward. Right, so I was just checking out that what are the activities which will remain, which might remain as it is, which will not have any effect of this changing world. So networking, referrals, I think this is like one of the best and the most beautiful part of home inspection business, that you generate repeated business through networking and by being in touch with realtors. If you do it properly, this thing single-handedly leads the business. I've seen that thing. Right? There are so many business owners out there who are like totally dependent on this, and they are like quite happy. They're generating decent business, right? Other than that, I think one of the best part again is that you get leads from NACHI interface. I was checking out the web page where there's a timer. It like blinks every time you get the lead, and I was amazed to see that this interface was generating like around 10 leads in a minute. And then when I check it, that it gets transferred to a page, and then when they schedule it, it routes to your website, and then you get the notification that it's been scheduled. So it's amazing interface. It's working beautifully, right? And then it's the third part of the game. It's like digital marketing. So after this, I'll be talking more about digital marketing because that's my specialization. And I'll be telling you how exactly you can use these activities to generate more leads for you, and how things work. Okay. There were a few more ways which I figured out which generate leads for your business. I was looking to that webinar. I think it happened on NACHI TV last week. I think Brody was taking that from AmPro, and he was telling about cold calling and how he has mastered that technique. And I think that was amazing, because that's not everybody's ball game. But if you do it properly, it has like pretty decent results, right? So let's move forward. So this is the first question, right? Now we'll start talking about all the 6 points which I wrote in the first slide. Where exactly you got stuck, and then what should be the next step? When I say this, I'm talking about your overall system. If you're doing 2 inspections in a day, if you're doing, let's say 3, or maybe if you have like up to, you have a pipeline and it's working pretty much, what's the next step then? Like, you working single-handedly. The next step should be that you'll have to hire more inspectors, and you just need to be into a management role. I think that's how things will proceed further, right? Like you need to break that rotation to be at the next level, right? So how will you figure out that what needs to be done? Okay, how will you break it? Because what happens is when you're doing something years by year, and then it's working in a specific way, you have created a system, then moving to the next step, sometimes it needs a jerk, it needs a message, right? So let's see if I can deliver that message to you today. Okay. Right, so talking about digital marketing, now let's just deep dive into it. Before we do it, I'll give you an analysis. This is we have observed using the stats which we get from Google, using our tools, our research. So we have observed that in home inspection market, there are like 10% business owners who are investing in digital marketing, and they're getting advantage out of it. Okay, they are getting regular flow of leads. They build a good website. They create a complete good persona, and then that system works for them. But what about 90%? 90% people, you'll be amazed to hear this, okay? I'm telling you this because I'm dealing with so many inspectors out there, and I talk to them every day, right? So what happens is when I deal with them, I see that they spend money with digital marketing companies every now and then, right? Digital marketing companies approach them, they offer them different packages. They say that, okay, $399, these many keywords, this is how things will happen. And an inspector need leads, right? So they give it a go. Many times things work out, okay? But many times they burn their fingers and they realize that it's not working for them. And you know what? They say that digital marketing doesn't work. Maybe it doesn't work in their industry, right? Honestly, it's not true. Believe me. Because if that is true, then these 10% businesses who are generating so much business using digital marketing techniques, and quarter by quarter, they're increasing their revenue on marketing. If that's happening, that means we are doing something wrong and something is not working out, right? Today, my purpose is that I would like to give you strength. I would like to give you a formula how you can figure out that if the marketing which you're doing is going to work for you or not, if you've opted for the right techniques or not. Maybe you just need to save your money and don't do it rather than doing some wrong practices out there, right? Let's talk more about it. Right, so this is the formula which we have derived. Okay, so there are 3 different levels. Now, just increase your focus a bit, because if you understand this slide, you will figure out where exactly you are working at the moment and then what should be the next step. Okay, these are the 3 levels. We have divided all digital marketing activities into 3 levels. And we believe that you should climb the ladder one by one and don't jump anywhere in the middle. Okay, make a balance between activities and grow it systematically. Okay, if I read it out, the first level says that you need to build your platforms, your Google My Business page, your website, your social handles, like get some reviews on your social handles and Google My Business page. So that's the platform which you're building. Okay, focus completely on it. If you're spending $1,000, $500, $2,000 in a month on marketing, just stop it a bit and just see if you have a decent website or not. If you don't do it and you climb up the ladder, get traffic, get conversions, and then you'll figure out that maybe your website is broken and it's not capturing good leads. There is no good conversion rate which is happening there. Then you'll come back to the level 1 and you'll repair the website then. And that's happening, believe me. There are people who are spending like more than $2,000 every month on getting traffic and conversions. And then when we check out the website, we see that sometimes the form doesn't work. It breaks in the middle. Sometimes there are some broken links. Sometimes the video is there which is not working properly because you're not getting that much time to just look into it and repair it, right? So just wait. Check your website first. Okay, that's the base which you're going to build. So you are inspector, not I'm like a digital marketer, right? You know well, if a building which a construction company makes, if that doesn't have a strong foundation, there would be so many problems with the building, right? So that's exactly I'm going to talk about. Okay, so first thing is make a decent website. And when I say decent, what exactly that means? It should be responsive. It should work properly on all kind of platforms: mobile phone, desktop, laptop, Apple laptop, Windows, and it should work on all different browsers: Chrome, Mozilla, Firefox, it's Safari. So this should, when we do it, there are like 103 kind of tests which we do on our website just to check this thing out, that if it's working properly on all interfaces or not. Just let me ask you one thing. You're running ads on your website, okay? Someone clicked on it and he's using, let's say, Firefox, and your website is not working fine on Firefox. You cannot figure it out because you're using Chrome. When you'll open your website on Chrome, it will look perfect. And then he cannot do it because it looks like the form is broken there. So it's a big problem, right? You spend money to capture that lead and he's not able to fill the form, right? That's level 1. Let's move to level 2 now. Let's assume that you have a perfect website. We call it pixel perfect website, okay? When you move to level 2, now you just need to focus on level 2, how to generate traffic. There are multiple ways how you do it. SEO, paid ads, postings, like guest postings. You ask people to write about you. You do directory submissions. Or maybe you're getting leads from interfaces like InterNACHI, right? So this is the traffic coming onto your website now, right? Now, what happens is, if you're spending money on generating traffic and it's working, like it's generating leads for you. Now you need to make a calculator where you're putting in the money and what kind of ROI you're getting. You need to map it. You need to make milestones with it. I'll give you an example. Let's say tomorrow someone calls you and he offers you a SEO plan. And he says that, okay, do SEO on your website and they'll generate leads for you. It looks very lucrative. Company is capable of doing it perfect. And then they start doing the SEO. and you have not like worked on level 1, then what? They're doing their job fine, but since the website is broken and they're bringing traffic on your website, things are not working fine for you, right? So sorting level 1. In level 2, when you know you are like, you have a strong foundation now, then map it in a way that, okay, you're going to invest $1,000 to generate leads. In 2 to 3 months time, you can expect these many leads, these many conversions, and this much revenue. Maybe first month you're not getting the break even, but you should know that when exactly you're going to get break even and when are you going to get profits. Just don't get into it as it is and then just go for hit and trial. Never do that, right? Now, okay, let's see. You have traffic coming in. Level 1, level 2 is sorted. Now what? Very, very important. The reason why I've graded it as level 3 is you are spending money on SEO, Facebook ads, pay-per-click campaigns, and you're getting traffic from other areas. How will you figure out where are you getting that traffic and which is getting converted? Let's say you got 100 people visited on your website in last 30 days. You got, let's say, 30 conversions, okay? And you're running ads and you're spending $1,000 on it. Can you tell me that that $1,000 generated this income for you, or was it like SEO, or was it your referral traffic which came in? So in that case, you'll keep investing more and more money on ads, right? Because you're getting traffic and you're getting conversions. Maybe you could stop spending that $1,000 and still generate this much money, right? It's a very important point which I'm talking about, because I've seen this kind of things happening, right? So what's the solution? The solution is you need to build the system. You need to have proper tracking systems in place. Okay, how it happens? You have different phone numbers attached to different campaigns, and you do the call tracking, and exactly same way you do the lead tracking. That way you can see in your interface that that lead which got converted came from Google Ads, okay? And that one was the direct traffic. Then you'll see that, okay, you have spent $1,000 in pay-per-click campaigns and you got 3 leads out of it and it's not worth it. Then you'll see, you'll talk to your person who's running that ad and you'll see that how to optimize it, right? That's the way out. So again, coming back to the conclusion, plan your strategy in this level 1, 2, 3 in using this ball game, and please figure out where exactly you are at the moment. Do you have a best website? It's converting, it's responsive. There are no broken links. If not, work on level 1 first. Don't think about level 2 and level 3. If this is done, then think about how to generate traffic. And while you're doing it, just get all the kind of conversion codes, Google Analytics, tracking codes, all those things set up properly. Okay, do it with the company you're dealing with, or like you can just read more about it and plan it yourself as well. Okay? Right, that's all here. Let's move to the next slide. Right, so yeah, the next question out here. What activities do we need to build a brand and get a regular flow of leads? I'll tell you something here. When I talk about leads, it sounds like the activities, the digital marketing stuff. But if you see it through my perspective, leads are directly proportional to the monthly revenue which you generate, the year-by-year growth, and the future plan of your business. Okay, so when I talk about leads, it's about the revenue, about the profits, about the growth. It's directly proportional. If you'll be getting like 20 more leads today, you will have to plan the expansion. That's how it's going to work. But if you're not going to get it, you'll have to stick to what you're doing at the moment. So what is the thing which is changing the gear of the business? It is leads, right? Let's talk about it in detail, that how you can build a system which can generate regular flow of leads. It's not going to happen just through digital marketing. It should be a blend of different things, right? Let's talk more about it. Again, a market research and an observation. Maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong, because you know market better than me, but this is like from the eyes of an analyst, right? From a digital market person, okay? So when I deal with home inspection businesses, there are two different categories. I can clearly figure it out when I talk to people. There are people who are doing business for more than 10 years now, okay? They know the industry, okay? And they have networks in place. They have realtors who are giving them repeated business, right? Sometimes when I talk to them, I tell them that, see, your website is not working properly. They say that I don't care because I'm so busy. True, that's a fact. They say, I'm so busy that I cannot capture more business. I sometimes forward those leads to others, right? And they don't want to maybe add people because they're like it's working pretty well for them. And there is another system which is working, who are the new business owners, or maybe a different segment where they are trying different stuff to generate leads. They're trying everything out there. Okay, they are paying to marketing companies. They are approaching other interfaces from where they can buy leads directly, right? So they are doing all kind of stuff. They are talking to realtors, asking them to give them references and all, right? So this is how the system looks like. Now let's talk about the leads again. So I've tried to give a graphical presentation about the situation. On the left-hand side, there is like one hook and you pick it one at a time. On the right-hand side, there is a system which is working and then you capture it, okay? Every time you just work on that system, just increase the voltage and then it works like that, okay? So that's how system works. Right, so this one says lead generation strategy is directly linked with your year-on-year growth. I already talked about that thing. So let's talk about lead generation. So there are two different approach. Okay, again, this was derived by us as a team. Okay, we were trying to figure out that what kind of different approaches we can follow to make sure that a home inspection business will get regular flow of leads. The first one is this. It's very tricky and it's like a kind of share market. Which I'll explain it to you. So it's all about paid ads. What you do is you can make a simple calculator, okay? You put money in, you run ads on multiple keywords, generate leads, capture them, track them, and just see what kind of revenue you're getting. If you're getting 1.5x of what you have invested, the game is on. You keep on investing more and more, right? It's a money game. That's why I'm saying it's like a like stock market, right? I'll quickly show you a calculator which I created around it. Okay. Right, I just worked around some numbers which can work out. It's not like a calculator which Ben creates, because I've seen his calculator. You can like capture profit numbers. You can even see that if you travel from one place to other, you can see how much you need to quote. That's a fantastic job which he's doing. Right, so it's not like that. The idea is just to correlate the number of leads and the revenue which you generate. Okay, I'll talk about it. So you need to answer a question here. How much do you want to earn? Okay, it's a number which should be there in your mind. I always say it should be a reverse engineering rather than just jumping into the game and just do hidden trials. Never do that. Just start from the end point. What do you need? Okay, if you really need that, just do the reverse calculation and then see what exactly needs to be done today, right? So the question is, how much do you want to earn? Let's say it's $100,000, okay, in a year. Okay, maybe I can just do 120,000, right? This calculation changes automatically. So that means you need to earn $10,000 in a month, okay? Now, the average price for an inspection, let's say it's $375, okay? So I've divided that number with the total revenue of the year, and it comes out to be 320. That means you need to do 27 inspections every month. If you're not doing it, you're not going to hit that yearly number, right? Simple calculator. Now, the second question is, how will you get 27 jobs? And now, right now, I'm talking about leads. How many leads should you generate so that you do at least 27 inspections? It cannot be 27 leads. We are not converting 100%, right? Let's move to the next point. I was trying to just calculate the kind of expenses which happens there. It's a very overview I'm talking about. Don't get into the details of it and catch me on this, because I know there are so many other things where you spend money. So it's just 35% which I've calculated, which you need to spend on major things, right? So I was just trying to look out what is your monthly profit, which you should aim for. Maybe you can add more activities out there and use this calculator to see what exactly you'll be earning if you get $10,000 worth revenue in a month. Okay, now this is how you achieve it using the approach 1, right? Through paid ads. Let's say you're working 5 days a week. Okay, there are some inspectors who are working 7 days a week. We just saw that in that video which I played. But let's consider it's 5 days working week. Okay, average cost per lead is $30. I'm telling you this because I've been running ad campaigns a lot. It varies between $30 to $50 depending upon the area and the competition, right? But let's say the average cost per lead, if you run an ad, is $30, and you get 30% conversions of the leads which come on the website. Maybe I'm being a bit technical. You can leave this part if it's getting more technical. I'll come to the conclusion straight away. I'm just trying to put a point forward here that the number of leads which you generate, the pipeline which you make, is directly proportional to the revenue which you'll be making. That's why you need to focus on the pipeline and the leads, right? You should not sit in a way that, okay, business is coming in through different ways and you're just catering that. No, your mind should be working in a way that you're generating these many leads. You have this number as the target number. Now, what exactly needs to be done, right? Now, as per this calculator, if 30% is the conversion rate, I need to generate 73 leads to do 27 inspections through this campaign. Okay, now I've calculated that, and $30 per lead is the cost. So I'll just multiply that and I'll see $2,200 needs to be spent on ads to generate 73 leads and 27 conversions. Now, my question to you, after looking to this calculator, if anyone calls you tomorrow and he says $500 paid to Google, you'll get so many leads and conversions, will you believe him? Because it cannot happen. It's not working that way. And then you'll say digital marketing doesn't work. That's not right. Because it works using specific formulas. Now, if you're not ready to spend $2,200 on getting these many leads, then I'll say save your $2,200 and not spend it on Google Ads. And don't burn your fingers. That's the practical approach. That's an open game, right? Okay, let's move to the next thing. I hope it's making sense. Right, approach 2, right? This is my favorite, okay? And my complete working is happening through this way, right? I'll explain it a bit, okay? Approach 2 says that you should work to build a persona, right? To build an environment, to build your business in multiple directions, and do it gradually, right? Don't just go and hit the system and then just try to crack it in like limited time. You're here to build a business for a longer run, right? So do it with a strategy in place. Let's talk about it. Conversion-led website. We already talked about it. I think that's the starting point. Your website should be conversion focused. It should be responsive. 1. Then you start investing in generating traffic through relevant areas. When we work towards SEO, you should know what is the nature of the beast. Without knowing that, don't just get into it. SEO is a kind of technique which takes time to build. It's like a diesel engine. It takes time to get heat up. But when it's up and running, then it works really well. So if you'll spend for 3 months, 4 months, and you stop doing it, it's sad, because the way how it works, if you spend for like 6 months, gradually you'll see some keywords coming on the top and getting some traffic out there, then gradually it will bring more and more traffic. So you need to be prepared for that, right? If you're jumping into it, plan it for a year at least. Okay, build reputation through positive reviews. A very, very important point these days, right? Maybe I can show you some samples, but I'm sure you know about it. I've seen almost all inspectors capturing positive reviews. And the best part in this industry is almost like 80–90% inspectors have positive reviews. So people are really doing a good job in this area, right? There are less negative reviews. Believe me, I've worked with so many industries out there, right? So when you get positive reviews, I would suggest get it on Google, right? This is my opinion. Or get it on Facebook. Facebook should be the second priority. First should be Google. There's so much benefit out there. Avoid taking it on third-party websites, right? When you get it on Google, right, and you open any page, let's say if you type in home inspection service in New York, and you get 4 or 5 listings out there. The first listing has 5 reviews, and the third listing has 170 reviews with 4.5 star rating. Will you click on the first rank or the third? You will click on third, because that's a psychology which is working these days, right? More and more positive reviews, you will automatically click there. Trust me, right? So if you're not ranking on top, but you have more and more reviews, the probability of getting the click through, when I say click through, that means 100 people visiting Google, out of 100, majority are clicking on your ad rather than clicking on the first position. You're getting the maximum click through. And that's how you jump on number 1. That's how Google's algorithm works. Google sees that, okay, this website is getting more clicks being on number 3. So that means they should be on number 1. That's a part of the algo, okay? Other than that, people are taking decisions on that basis. They are half sold when they're clicking on 170 reviews website. So that those reviews are actually selling for you, right? Other than that, the organic ranking which comes on normal organic search engine, that also gets impacted when you have more and more reviews. That's a signal for Google that this company is doing good, right? Paid ads to get instant results. There should be a part of it, because when you make a strategy, you're depending on SEO. It's taking a longer period to bring results for you. You cannot sit idle. While you're working on networks, while you're working, like making relationships with realtors out there, spend some amount to generate leads through ads so that you have a regular flow of it, and gradually increase it. Okay, maybe at a certain time when you have leads through Google, like a search engine, like normal organic leads, maybe you can lower down the budget on paid ads then, right? Sending newsletters. So now we are talking more about building a brand. It's a very simple exercise and a very important one as well, right? You just need to engage your audience. So when you do an inspection for a homeowner, I remember Ben was also talking about this, that you should like capture leads of homeowners as well, and home inspection industry should aim towards like getting homeowners, like they should get inspection done every year, right? So that is an audience where we should work and engage. They're not aware about it. That's why maybe we are not focusing on that system. Majority of the house inspection people, they are like focusing on realtors because they are generating repeated business, right? But homeowners is also the audience. I'm like very, very much confident about it, right? So all the databases which you make, you should capture the database of home inspectors separately, of realtors separately, and house owners separately. There should be different strategies in place. You should send them regular newsletters and engage them, right? Maybe send them some tips, simple techniques to maintain their house, right? And some sort of techniques through which you engage realtors, right? I'll tell you about some simple strategies which you can do on Facebook to engage realtors. I've tried that and it somehow worked, okay? So I'll discuss that about later. Then social postings. As I said, that if you have social handles, just engage people. Don't keep it idle, okay? There should be some stuff rolling every now and then. And there could be different things. Maybe sometime you click your photo and then you just post it there that I'm going to inspect this house today. It's a beautiful weather, maybe a small video. Maybe when you do it, you found something interesting, you can click and paste. So you just engage people, okay? CRM with call tracking to manage leads. Star market. If you are generating leads from multiple ways, please track it. If you're not tracking it, you will never get to know how you're generating leads. And you cannot discriminate. Like you cannot figure out which activity is working well and which is not. Never, don't miss this point, please. Okay, then it's track growth. You have a target of generating leads and closing. Write it down month by month. How many leads were generated? How many got closed? What is the deficit? What activities are you doing to generate more? Right? Just be serious about making the graph and the numbers. Right? So this is my favorite approach again, because this covers like the 360-degree things when you're growing a business. If you do it for 3-4 months, you will realize that you are building a brand for yourself. Right? Let's move forward. Next question is, how will I get to know if I'm getting sufficient returns on investment when I'm paying a digital marketing company? I think this is again an important question. You're paying something to your digital marketing companies. How will you figure out if it's a justified amount, or if it's less, or if it is more? Okay, I'm telling you the secrets from the other side of the table, right? So, okay, 4 points. And this is how you figure out if company is working fine for you or not. Okay, define milestones, as simple as that. You be aware what are the right expectations, what is the nature of the beast. If you're getting expectation setting against that, stop it there. Don't go for it. Okay, so you need to be aware. You need to understand the right expectations first. I'll talk about it in next slide. Okay, now you know the correct expectations. You plan it with a digital marketing company. Ask them to set the milestones. What are they expecting? In how much time? How exactly it's going to work out? Maybe give them some sort of leverage. Let's say 3 to 6 months time. What are they expecting? Okay, and you're making the payments on milestones. It's happening in the market. Don't be on like permanent retainer. You're paying every month and just spending money and just waiting and watching if it's going to work or not. And after 6 months, it's so bad situation. You've spent money for 6 months and you don't have rankings, and you just break the contract, and then what? Right? It's not a good place to be at, right? So it's better. Maybe you're paying them, and when they hit the first milestone, you pay the next payment. When they hit the third milestone, you release the payment then. It's the way how things work. And then I'll tell you what happens at our end then. If a client works in that way, 6 months, I have a target that I need to generate relevant traffic, at least, let's say 300 visits per month. Okay, I'm not able to do it because it's not a rocket science. It's a natural process. Okay, maybe I've missed that mark. I'll ask my client to move the milestone 1 month forward. He'll not be paying me. And I'll give him a practical thing that I did it this way. It didn't work out. I created backlinks. I worked in this way, and it didn't work out. Maybe I need to change the strategy. Give me 1 more month. Let's see how things grows. Don't pay me. Once I hit that, then release the payment. It works that way. It's a beautiful relation which you build that way, right? So define milestones. Have dashboards where you're tracking leads and calls. That's all what we need. Okay, I'm again and again saying we need leads, right? We have our targets. So that's how we are working. Have a dashboard where you track leads of every campaign, where you track calls coming from different interfaces. If I'm running ads, a different tracker should be showing me all the calls which were generated through ads. And same way, you should have Facebook, same way you should have other things. Okay, we can talk about it this in detail, one-to-one, if you want to understand this thing, because it's a very, very important thing to do. Okay, then it's CRM for conversion leads. So, so many business owners out there, they are like managing things like with like as a layman, I would say, because they write it down when they get a lead. They're carrying an Excel where they type in the details of the client, and they have, I've seen they have made a big books of it as well. So it's tricky because that's keeping data that ways. You would not be able to manage it. There are so many simple CRMs available out there. Just use it to manage it. It's very simple. You add a lead there, you dispose it. This was a hot prospect. He's looking for inspection next month. I need to follow up with him. These are the realtors which like where I need to maybe send newsletters. So you define the different buckets for you, and then you work out that way, right? If it's all jumbled, let's say you work for 5 years and you have like 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 leads, and it's all jumbled, it cannot be used. Data can only be used if it's sorted. And data is the power of the century, right? So use it. Data is very important. And if you have, there's so many real estate people out there, when you just use a CRM, you can simply put the comments. When you talk to them, just type it in, what kind of conversation you had, so that next time when you're going to call him, you will see what was the discussion before this, right? So you don't need to recall it or remember it, right? Be realistic, expectation-wise. You being the client, I'll tell you one thing very honestly. See, it's a kind of demand and supply game. If you will have an expectation and it's not a right expectation, there would be a company who will offer you that and things will not work. It's demand and supply, right? So I'll tell you what are the right expectations and how things should be approached, okay? Let's talk about it. Okay, so it's a question answer round for you. So the point is, don't fall in the trap while signing up a SEO agreement, okay? The question is, someone is like talking to you and he says, home inspection in New York. I'll bring this keyword on first position for you in 1 month. Let's go and sign agreement. What would you say? Yes or no? It's a false promise. So I'm not saying it cannot happen. Sometimes out of once in 50 attempts, it can happen, but it should not be promised, okay? There's a guy by the name Matt Cutts. He was former SEO head in Google, okay? He released a video long back. You can find it on Google. And he said that if any SEO company promises you that they'll bring you on top for a particular keyword in this much time, that's a wrong commitment. This game doesn't work that way, okay? I'll tell you how this game works. Let's come to the next question. Get 100% increase in traffic in a month. Yes, come on. False promise again, okay? Commitment of traffic, it doesn't happen that way. Get on top rankings in 30 days. Not happen this way, right? Let's talk about expectations which you have, okay? Client says, I'm talking about the practical situations out here, okay? Client says, I want to be ranked on page 1 for this particular keyword. Give me a quote. Tell me how I'm going to rank. If you'll do it, I'm going to sign agreement. Otherwise, let's not work together, okay? It's difficult for us to say no, okay? And there's so many people out there, they say yes and they take that project. So please don't put the wrong expectation forward. Understand the nature of the beast, okay? How SEO works. I'll tell you about it. Next, give me in written, when will I rank on first position? Okay, give me this thing in written. I'm talking about the ranking, not the milestones, okay? Don't confuse here, don't get confused here. You need to define a milestone, how you're going to grow in written. But someone, if he gives you in written that, okay, I'll bring this keyword on first position on this date, it doesn't work that way, okay? It's a wrong expectation again, okay? Let's move forward. Really quick, how things work, okay? Please understand this so that this question, this situation will be eradicated for, it will never come up again in front of you, okay? So SEO is a long-term game. If you're going for SEO, please understand that it's a natural process. Google only loves you when everyone else loves you first, okay? So we need to work for the audience. Forget about Google, forget about rankings. Improve your website, work on the basics, good design, conversion form is there, call to action is there, right? You post everywhere about your services, okay? You ask your people to write about you and link to your website. So you have social handles, it's been maintained. You have a blog section on your website, you're putting regular blogs on it, right? So you're increasing the strength of your website gradually. Your website is technically fit. It has meta tags, it has like good coding, it's fast, Website page speed should be less than 5 seconds. If it's loading in 10 seconds, it's a clear-cut markdown, right? So there are like 200 such signals. And these are very fundamental things, okay? You don't need to read it somewhere, or you don't need to like study about it. Just work on fundamentals. You as a visitor of a website, what do you like? Good design, a simple user interface, it should be a fast website. You should understand what it's talking about. Work on those fundamentals, and then work on content. If you can generate more and more content and videos, no one can stop you then. And adding on to that, your website will gradually gain the authority, and more keywords will start coming on top page. And those keywords can be long tail initially, then short term main keywords. It can be a mixture of it. You can somehow give directions to the keywords by focusing on some set of it, but it's an overall game of increasing the authority of the website. So if you can successfully do that, then no one can stop you. Believe me, you will get organic traffic, right? So that's the nature of it. Now, if you talk about one specific keyword or two specific keyword, now you answer me. Your website is new. It doesn't have content. It's a fresh looking website. It needs a repair. And you say, bring me on top for home inspector in New York in 30 days. Can that happen? Because there are so many competitors out there who are working since years, right? Can you beat them? You can, but only with the right approach. Okay, that's a message from my side. Let's move forward. Right. The next point is what digital Rafter can do for you, for your business. Okay, I'll talk about it. So we did a research. It took us 5 months to do it. Okay, honestly, we started this last year, and we have started interacting with home inspectors, and then we were dealing with them. We tried different packages, different styles. Okay, and I think 6 months back, we finalized that, okay, this is something which is required in the industry, and this is how it should be approached. So I'm talking about that thing now. So if we are following approach 2, okay? Again, if you remember my slide where I showed you 3 different levels of digital marketing and you need to balance between them, and my second approach, which I showed you, this thing is a combination of that, okay? So I've collated the activities which are required to build a complete persona, right? To work on different parameters together and gradually build the system. This system builds your website, your social handles, your lead management portal. We track the leads through that. We have a newsletter tool using which you can yourself use it and engage your audience. We help you definitely doing that thing. We manage paid ads for you because it should be a part of it. While you're doing it, you should be generating some sort of business from other, from all the platforms. So this collectively works in a way that if you work for 6 months using this plan, you will see the upward trend of your business for sure. And then it's happening, okay? Now we are offering 7 services and $179 per month, okay? And specifically, we have kept this price for InterNACHI members. For others, it's $199, right? I'll move forward. Okay, this is a very tricky and very interesting point out here. All these questions were from home inspectors when I was dealing with them, okay? Many times, people said that you always talk about the right approach, the right strategy, that we should not get into the trap and all. How can you say that you can bring results in $179 per month? Right? What are you investing in SEO? Are you investing $30 per month? So how are you going to manage it in that way? Right? So I've heard this question multiple times. Okay, so that's why I'm putting it across. So the beauty of the game is I've spent 10 years working with multiple industries. You name the industry and I'll say I worked with them. Solicitors, doctors, dentists, painters, cleaners, you name it. And I'll give you 5 examples of my clients, okay? I've shortlisted home inspectors for a reason, okay? I'll come on that point as well. But the beauty is that when I work only in one industry, my team gets trained on it, okay? I build the libraries of codes, calculators, and all that stuff. My designer gets the idea of what is required in the industry. My PPC guy, he did so many testing, and now he knows what kind of ad works and what doesn't work. My SEO guy, they know what kind of on-page should be implemented, what kind of website should it be, how call to action should be defined. So I've made the formulas of it. So we are not inventing it now, right? When we get a client, we just apply the strategy which we have created, and every person in my team is equipped to work for a home inspector, right? That's how it's happening at the moment, okay? I'm telling you the secret of it, right? So no hidden trials, right? Working with home inspectors exclusively. Now, it's a big thing. I'm here for like next 10 years. You'll find me when I'll have my gray hairs, right? So working with inspectors, I've chosen it intentionally because I've seen the strength in it. Okay, people are so hard working in this industry. If I work one-to-one with an inspector, I see an amazing level of commitment out there, right? So that's why I've decided that I'll be here. Maybe next year onwards, we might add realtors in as well, so that I can build a platform between you and the realtors, and maybe I can derive something where I can connect you in a proper way. Okay, so I'll think about that. Other than that, we have like processes in place. We have CRM, which we have developed. I've spent like 2-3 years to develop that CRM, and it works like a charm now. You can track leads, calls, all those points which I was talking about, and you can make different buckets of realtors, your direct clients, all of them, and then engage them. Okay, so it's based on all that research which we were doing. Long-term rewards, not instant profits. There are so many clients who were just starting up with something, and they were looking for some investment, or they were just holding on to get some paid jobs. I started with them without taking money. I have so many clients of like that also. So I'm not running behind the monthly payment at the moment. All I want to do is that I need to build systems with you so that you grow, and then maybe in the longer run I grow. Okay, that's my intention. Okay, so that's the basis on behind it, because if you'll be with me for a year and we gradually build systems, then automatically I'll be getting profit as well. Okay. Right. So time for a freebie. Okay. I'm really thankful you're being with me till this, because this is like, again, see, I'm a technology guy, right? So expect a freebie from me. It's a technology product which I'm giving you. Okay. It's not pizzas and pastries. Okay. So it's an amazing tool which we are offering to all of you without any cost. This is to generate reviews on Google. You remember I said that it's important to get reviews on Google. I explained what is the reason behind it. So I'll give you a quick demo of it, okay, that how exactly it works. It's a tool, it's a button which we put on the website. This is my one of my clients' random website, okay. Down there at the bottom, we have this review us button, okay. When you click on it, it takes you to a funnel, okay. It's a funnel basically. All right, let it come up. Okay, so this will go to your clients. Okay, now just let's act as if I'm your client. Okay, I'm a home buyer. Okay, so I had a good experience. So what I'll do, I'll click on good experience. It will show me Google. I'll click on Google. It will take me directly to the Google page of your account. Okay, and I don't need to find it anywhere, that where exactly that is and where exactly I need to put the comment in. It will directly show me the window where I can put in the review and the star rating, and I'll post it. That's it. Okay, now let me go back. If I go back to this link, let's say that client is not happy. Okay, I'm just assuming it. I know you don't have unhappy clients, okay, but let's assume it. If you have an unhappy client, he'll click on could be better. It gives you a chance to get a message from your unhappy client and repair him. Okay, it gives you an opportunity to do it. He'll write a message to you, he'll hit a 1 star, he'll put his name in, and he'll submit the review. This review will come to you as an email text. You need to get back to him as soon as possible, repair him, please understand what went wrong, and then just, so using this funnel, you're avoiding negative reviews on Google and getting a chance to like get a positive one, right? When we give up, like when we get this, so we can add multiple like websites in it. If you're getting review on Facebook, you can add that. If you're getting review on Yelp, you add that as well. So you can have multiple areas where you can ask for the review. I personally believe that we should have less interfaces there and then use the major ones. Rest, it's up to you, okay? So this is my first goodie which I'm offering you. There's another thing. I'm offering a free intro video, which I'll make with you only for the first 10 comers, because it needs a real effort to do it. That the first one is my pre-made tool and it's available for you, so that's not a problem. But first 10 comers, what I'll do, I'll create a video one-on-one. You can select any one format which I showed, if you remember, the 3 formats, the interview style, the music one, and the one which looks more professional. So I'll make like 10 videos for you, right? The last slide, I would just like to review so that you don't miss the important points. So I've just concluded the whole presentation into 4 bullet points so that you actually try and implement these pointers and improve something like after like listening to this webinar. Make videos. Okay, that's important. You can do it yourself, as I said. I've also offered you, please come back to me. I'll help you to do that. Don't take reviews on third-party websites. This, I've explained it to you again. So get customer testimonial on Google, Facebook, or on NACHI. I'm not sure if there's a provision of getting reviews on NACHI. I haven't seen it, but if it is, then definitely that's your interface. Don't follow the traps of digital marketing. See, this is nothing against any company, but I just want to give you some strength out there, because this actually disturbs the environment. Okay, this is not a good situation to be at, neither at your end nor at our end. So let's set the right expectations and work in a good way. So you need to set right expectations in your mind, and we need to make sure that we give you right plans, right? Analyze where you are at the moment and how you're going to achieve it. Do the reverse calculation of leads and what number of leads you're getting right now and what number do you need. Maybe I'll share that calculator if it works for you. If not, it's a very simple process. You just write down your yearly target, break it down to number of leads in a month, and then see what's happening in the current situation, right? So that's more or less from my side. If you have any question, feel free to ask me now, later sometime. I'll leave my details, email ID, phone number, and all. Right, so I think it's over to you, Ben.
Thank you, Tarun. We do have a question. Eric says he's interested in the video and the website tools. So where again do people go to contact you or to sign up or get the freebie?
So my website, it's like digitalrafter.com. You can like email me on info@digitalrafter.com, or you can simply just fill in the form which is present on my website. It reaches directly to me. And there's a calendar link there. You can book an appointment and I'll call you right on that time and we can take it forward that way.
So that's digitalrafter.com.
That's right, yes.
Do you want to take a question? We have a question. It's from Eric, and he says, I network all the time, but my biggest issue is getting the realtors on a Zoom meeting and chatting how I can help their clients and how they can help my business. How do you get realtors to be where you want to be online to talk to them? Do you have any tips or advice?
Definitely, definitely. I'm really thankful, Eric, you have asked this question, because honestly, I actually missed this point. I raised this point that I'll tell you that how you can engage realtors on Facebook. I've tried some different activities to engage them, and the best one which worked for me was I was running a campaign on Facebook to target realtors. And what happens is when you work on Facebook ads, they give you the audience and the behavior, okay? So realtor audience is already available on Facebook. All what you need to do is you just need to create an ad and select realtors. That ad will only be shown to realtors, okay? And there could be different campaigns which you can run there. So you said Zoom meeting. It's a very good idea. Actually, we should definitely try asking them to let's have a quick 10 minutes Zoom session to discuss the opportunities. And I think you should offer the free consultation part there, because I've seen it's not a very straightforward line which you can draw between an inspector and a realtor. You cannot offer them something directly, right? So all you can do is offer them a free consultation. Whenever they are doing any kind of inspection and they've got stuck somewhere, they should feel free to call you or email you, and you'll give them free advice. Okay, you're always available for them. Make this campaign for you, run it, and the call to action would be book a Zoom meeting. And that's an instant lead generation activity which we can try. Okay, so that's how you can capture it. That's coming in my mind straightforward. I'll think more about it. If I get more ideas, I think we can talk about it at length.
There's another question. Do you have any recommendations for adding music or other resources that are inexpensive or free? I think YouTube has a resource like in your YouTube library or studio, they call it, and it's was it royalty-free music you can actually download?
That's right. And adding on to that, Ben, there are so many royalty-free music providers out there. Maybe what I'll do, I'll make a note of this point. I can send it to people. Their websites, they have thousands of musics and of different kinds. You can simply download it for free from there.
Yep. Let's see. Matthew asks, Tarun spoke of 3 steps. Number 1 being building a great website and focusing on the generation of reviews. How does this company perform the website building and review generation? You spoke about it briefly.
Right, sorry, I missed the main point here.
The question is, he's asking, how do you create the website? Do you sit down with them? I would assume Matthew's asking, is there a consultation? Where do you get the images, the resources, the copy, which is the text on the website that you build? How does that happen?
All right. So in order to answer this, I'll have to quickly explain you my design and development process. Okay, I'll take 3 minutes to explain it to you. So what happens is we have created a gallery of designs which are working well in home inspection industry. Okay, so and then we keep making more and more, and we do the testing on it, right? When I say test, we check the responsiveness of it, and we check if we run ads and if we open up in the market, what kind of response we are getting from realtors and direct home buyers. Okay, we have all the kind of tracking systems in place using which we can figure that thing out. So that's about the designs. So what I'll do when a client works with me, the first thing which we do is we show them multiple designs. Okay, he picks one design from that, and then we start working on the technical part of it. We have a checklist which we create. It's made up of content, images, email address, hosting, domain. So everything is provided by us. However, when we create that kind of blueprint, we show it to you and take an acknowledgement or approval from you. Anything which is out of the mark or which is off track, we discuss it. We just note it down, we repair it, we send it back to you again, and you see the blueprint again. When I say blueprint, it's a link of the live website on my local server. It's not live, okay? So you'll see everything out there before you're going live. So you approve it then I just shift that site to the live server.
I like that. I like how you presented doing the milestones and setting expectations, because I think there's a lot of unknown, and when people don't know what's going on, they're uncomfortable and they look for the quick solution, which is just to dump a lot of money into something without having any resources to track. And I really appreciate that you have a team too, that they're all specialized in doing their tasks for you. It's impossible to hire a team, individually. I wouldn't want to do that. I'd rather just hire you, Tarun. And let's see, it looks like they say that they've signed up for the 15-minute chat with you already through your website.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for that. Thank you.
So let's see, it's digitalrafter.com, digitalrafter.com.
That's right.
And Tarun, I really appreciate you being with us. It was a great website, webinar. You taught us a lot. I took down my notes so I can relay some information and give my recommendations to my members, to you and your services and your team. Really appreciate it.
That's fantastic. I'm so thankful for you, Ben. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you very much. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Stay safe and healthy, everyone. Bye. Thanks, buddy. See ya.
Thank you. Bye.